Well, let's nerd ourselves for the moment. I always love these interviews. Work is set to begin on the world's largest telescope this year. The Square Kilometer Array, or SKA, there it is co-hosted in the Karoo. We're told it's going to bring tangible benefits. It include job creation, skills development, etc., etc. So far, contracts worth a lot of money, 1.6 billion rand, have been awarded. So let's find out what the year ahead looks like for SKA as it continues to look into the universe. Dr. Adrian Tiplady from the South African Radio Astronomy Observation joining us. Doctor, morning to you. I still think you have one of the best jobs in the world, but with having such a great job, I suppose, comes a lot of responsibility as well. So what is the plan, though? You can't just keep pointing SKA up. At some point, I'm sure you've got things you want to achieve this year. What are they?
Absolutely. Thanks very much for having me. I think this is really going to be quite a busy year and a bit of a milestone year because, and we've been speaking about the SKA for a very long time, but in the middle of 2021, the SKA Observatory Council approved effectively the start of construction of the SKA radio telescope. And so, as you already noted, there have been a number of contracts that have already been placed, and we hope to be able to see spades in the ground this year, where we're starting with the basic civil infrastructure work in the Karoo.
So, I mean, when it comes to the exploration and the understanding of space, it's not as the case of, you know, this one project is going to come to an end and everyone's going to then move on to something else. These are going to be jobs that are going to be created for years. There's always the maintenance, new plans, new ideas, expansion, isn't there? This is a long-term microeconomy gain. Is that a good way of describing this?
Absolutely, because I think beyond just you build the telescope, but as technology progresses, and really what the SKA telescope is also a big data machine. And so what it's doing is it's not only, facilitating and enabling the creation of jobs, but high-tech jobs and developing the kinds of skills that South Africa will need in going forward in a future knowledge economy. And so you build the telescope, you do your discoveries, you produce transformational science, and then you start to uncover mysteries. And then what you want to do is you want to start upgrading the back end of the instruments, start being able to produce more data and process the data in a more easier way and distribute the data around the world. And so there's an ongoing process of developing new instrumentation for the full lifetime of the SKA, which is projected to be about 50 years.
It's a very long time. And also what I get very excited about as well is that this is no doubt, Doctor, going to pique the interest of a lot of young grade ones who might have just started school yesterday, because now space and exploring space is a lot more real on our back doorstep as well. I mean, we could have a case where science in 12 years, 15 years, 20 years' time, not only very important, but also can become very, very cool.
Absolutely, and it's really struck the imagination of many youth, and we invest quite a lot in the Northern Cape Province and schools around the SKA site in the Karoo, really pushing math, science, technology, which are critical skills for our future generations in South Africa. So it's cool, it's important. And I think we're really starting to reap the benefits. South Africa is now certainly recognized as a global leader, not only in the field of radio astronomy and developing and building scientific instrumentation and scientific instruments like the radio telescope and the meerkat radio telescope, which is effectively a precursor to the SKA. And many of these skills are transferable. The SARAO was deeply involved in the National Ventilator Project to produce 20,000 ventilators in South Africa's response to the COVID-19 pandemic, which it did very successfully in 2020.
Yeah, so it has a real practical help outside of space and space understanding and space exploration. Doctor, just before I let you go, forgive me, but I feel like we need to just nerd ourselves properly here for a moment as a last question. Just remind all of us, what are you hoping to achieve with SKA? We all knew about Meerkat, but what's SKA actually hoping to find? Is there life out there? Is that where we're going?
In short, I think unraveling the mysteries of the universe, trying to understand how the laws of nature and the laws of physics have affected the evolution of the very first stars and the very first galaxies that have evolved through the history of the universe. Really try to understand that, and through that process, Einstein's theory of relativity, which was developed over 100 years ago, is having a real impact on mankind today and civilization today. And so starting to probe these very fundamental questions about the laws of nature and the laws of physics. And who knows, we have various reasons of why the SKA needs to be built. The SKA will probably be famous, not for the reasons it was built, but for the serendipitous discoveries it makes once it's built.
It's going to be fascinating to watch this year as well. Looking forward to all the updates as well. Doctor, all the best to you and your team as well from the South African Radio Astronomy Observatory. Dr. Adrian Tiplady joining us. Going to be a fantastic year for those enjoying their science, enjoying maths, and also the exploration of space. It's going to be a big year for the Karoo, the Northern Cape, and also South Africa.